Okay, another super quick low production value video on how to install a cheapo voltmeter onto a GSX-R K3. Wanted to do this so I can keep an eye on what my rectifier is doing and make sure that it's charging at a steady 14 volt. If it's not doing its job, then we might see some very high voltage going through there, and that might melt the loom, so I want to keep an eye on that. Okay, I've decided to put the 12 volt connector, the positive onto, or the red wire onto the back of the lights. There's a white wire in there which I've found has 12 volts, and I'm going to show you that now. First step is to take the clock off, which means there's a little screw under there which I'm going to undo now and take the clocks off. Okay, as you can see, I've taken the screw out of this thing down there, and these clocks just pop off of these rubber grommets here and here. You literally just pull them out and they're loose. That allows you to get a bit more easy access into the light fitting, which comes out. And I've already done this work, by the way, I'm just showing you what I did. So you can see this white wire here, this is a 12 volt, a switched 12 volt source. If I put my multimeter on that terminal there, and say on the other terminal of the multimeter on here, I get 12 volts. So I need to basically find a way to ground it and put one of the wires into that white wire and the other wire to ground. Okay, so what I've done is I've just spliced in a wire here using these connectors. So I basically just cut this white wire, put this little bit of chocolate block connector in the way, and put a wire, run it down through here to here, and you can see that I've run the cable of this along here through this middle bit and here, and another bit of chocolate block here. The reason I put a chocolate block connector there rather than using a spade connector is because the spade connectors the wire is so small on this voltmeter thing, the wire is so fine, it was very loose. I've used this bolt here as the ground, so basically the black wire from the voltmeter I've literally just shoved behind that bolt and done that up tight. Okay, so we've got a short, this is the wire here from the voltmeter, just run through again through here with the black wire screwed into that bolt, and the red wire through some chocolate block into that spliced bit of the headlight connector. I'll just put it all back together and show you it working. Okay, you can see it's viewing a little bit low there. It's flashing, I think it's presumably flashing to show me that it's less than 12 volts. Maybe probably down to the connections not being quite so good, or the fact that I've had to put a few other bits of connector in the way to get it working. But to be honest with you, I only really wanted to make sure to see that the charging isn't more than 14 volts, or significantly more than 14 volts, to keep an eye on the rectifier. It doesn't have to be accurate, it's just really there for me to see that it's charging suitably and not overcharging and going to melt anything. Hope that helps. Quick note to add that I did actually use this multimeter with the red on the white wire behind the light, and testing different ground connections with the negative probe, just to make sure that I was getting the readings I was expecting before fitting the meter, which I've tucked in out of the way there because I'm not going to be looking at it all the time. It's really just tucked in out of the way. But yeah, so I made sure that the reading I was going to get was the reading I was expecting to see, so before I put it in. Just wanted to add that for anyone who blindly starts cutting wires. Don't start cutting wires. I was actually expecting the black and white wire to be the live, not the white wire behind the thing, but I don't know whether that's a problem with my bike or that's standard, I don't know. I was expecting the black and white wire in that headlight connector to be the one to use, and it turned out to be the white one. Okay, the only reason I took the clocks off is to make it easier to get to that wire, to cut it and put a bit of chocolate block in the way just to make it easy. Chocolate block may not be the most reliable of connector, but it means it's something I can undo and take off if it needs being replaced with something better down the line. The crimping just didn't work. So yeah, it was very easy to pop the clocks out, just run the cable through, tucked it out of the way. I'm going to get some cable ties and make this a little bit tidier now. But yeah, I'm glad that I've got that voltmeter fitted, because it just gives me a bit more sense of security that I know what's going on with my charging system when I'm ragging the bike. Bye bye.